ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people who are preparing for the mushroom zombie apocalypse. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about the get home bag, the go bag, the get out of Dodge and crash with a single mom stripper while trying to be a positive role model for her son Joshua bag. You know, the usual. Now, I know what you're saying. Why do I need a get home bag? I have a bug out bag. It has 17 knives, 13 RPGs, and the body of a dead skunk inside there. I can survive off that for like years. Well, much like I told my wife, bigger is not always better. In fact, I keep telling that to my wife. One day she will believe me. Yeah, that will happen. And why bigger isn't better? Well, because most people don't carry their bug out bags on them on a daily basis. Most chances that if something happens, your bug out bag will be back home while you'll be out trying to put dollars into G-strings while Joshua tells you that he's hungry and he wants to go home. Well, stop it, Joshua. Mom is working, okay? Now behave or you won't get any dinner. Stupid kid. This is my bug out bag. The North Face something Borealis Classic something. Anyhow, it's about 30 liters backpack. It weighs, including water and food, less than 10 kilograms. It's about like 9 kilograms, 900, and it has everything I need to, well, survive for a couple of days and get back to safety, you know, meet up with the missus, get yelled at for being there too late, be given chores, cry silently, hope for sex, never get it. Just like any man surviving the post-apocalypse. Hey, nobody ever said the end of the world is going to be fun. So I'm going to talk briefly about the content of the get home bag. Obviously I'm not going to go over every single item, but just in broad and general terms. A pepper spray, a folding knife, the wire by Voyager by Cold Steel. I love this knife. It is awesome. It is full flanked. It has a very secure locking mechanism, the triad, a clip point that is very versatile. I can do a lot of camp tasks, survival tasks with this knife. The one thing that I do not like is that this handle, it is extremely aggressive on your hand. And I like my hands to be, you know, soft and tender because I use them when I'm alone in the evening and nobody watches. I need them for, you know, fine motor tasks. Let's say it that way. My so-called survival pack. I mean, just got the basics of what I need. Fire kit, Leatherman, headlamp, some stick lights, a wooden spoon, obviously cordage, you always need cordage, navigation kit, compass. Inside here I have weatherproof notepad, writing materials, ranger beads or pace counting beads, I don't care what you call them, a map case and a protractor, first aid kit, minimal hygiene kit. You need butt wipes, you know, you want the thing to be clean and shiny for when the rescue comes. You may need to pay for it. Brew kit, this also allows me some water boiling capabilities. Food, pre-made ridgeline, tent stakes, poncho, sleeping bag, water bottle and a power bank. So with these items I can do a lot, really a lot. And this is what we're going to do today. I'm just gonna put these things to test, set up a shelter, start a fire, brew me some tea, maybe, ponder where my life had gone wrong that I'm here. It's gonna be fun. So obviously it depends on the situation, but pretty much in any survival situation and an emergency situation, shelter is extremely important. Exposure will kill you faster than you can say it wasn't me, it was my wife. And yes, you cannot get near any schools anymore because, stop exposing yourself, you dirty pervert. Anyhow, so the first thing you want to have is a pre-made ridgeline. Off of that you can build your shelter. You can actually set up several types of shelters with it, but we'll start with that. We have 2 trees, a dog. I don't know why, he's kind of following me. Stupid dog. Stop eating grass, you're not vegan. And let's get to it. So this is how you set up a ridgeline. You have one tree tied up loop. The rope goes around the tree and inside the loop, and then you use 3 prusik on your line. One of the prusik is gonna act like a modified tracker's hitch. You again put the tree around the line around the second tree into the prusik, pull, tie it all up, and secure it with some sort of a stick or something. The other 2 prusik, they move freely. They have carabiners for quick and easy attachment, and then when pressure is applied on them, you see I'm pulling right now with almost all of my weight, and that prusik isn't going anywhere. I'm not pulling anymore, and again it moves freely. So this is our ridgeline. It took me about a minute to set it up, minute and a half tops, so that's great. Next, to protect ourselves against the elements, we're gonna be using a poncho. So look, obviously I would love a tarp, okay, but in a real, well, depending on your destination, but I don't think that shelter is going to be more important than keeping yourself dry while you walk, or protected from the wind and the elements as you walk. And poncho allows me to both cover myself, cover my pack, and set up a shelter for the night. So a tarp is better for shelter, but poncho it has more uses, okay? So now it's super easy. I have pre-tied loops on my poncho. One goes here. Damn it. Okay, it's really hard to do things with just one arm, one hand. And the other goes to. So one thing I highly recommend to any outdoor settings is to always have a fixed cord loop on each and every one of your stakes. It makes it much easier to attach them, and it makes it for that there is much less chance that you'll lose any of them. And losing a stake, I mean, it can be devastating, because sometimes it can be the difference between just setting your shelter up again in the middle of the night, or actually needing to have to look for it in the rain. And it had happened to me, and it is not fun, seriously. So then the loop goes inside the attachment divot, hole, I don't know what it's called, and then, well, you may have to use some force to drive that in, which is what she said. Yeah, baby. And we have the beginning of a shelter. Now we're going to do the same to the other side, and it's starting to look good. And now that we have it, we have a proper and good poncho shelter. Very important, if you're having a poncho, you need to tie that hood so water or wind won't come through it. But other than that, we have lift-off, baby. Now it's time for some proper female company. Yeah, I can last for 3 to 5 minutes in there, right? Right? Well, I hope so. Now, it's a basic rule of shelter that you need something to sleep under, something to sleep in, which is your sleeping bag, and something to sleep on. Why do you need something to sleep on? Because you need to isolate yourself from a conducting surface like the ground, so that you remain more body heat. Obviously we don't have any foam mat or anything, but we do have a backpack, and you can use your backpack to kind of lie on it and put your sleeping bag on top of it, and that way remain more body heat. It's kind of a cheat code, but it works. Another option is for you to grab a garbage bag and fill it up with leaves or needles. I have used it. It's not fun, sleeping on needles, literally. It works, but it's time consuming and it's energy consuming, and you just don't want to do any of that in a real situation. So, using the backpack and putting the sleeping bag on it. Okay, so I have shelter. My wife is unaware of my position, and I've ordered pizza. Oh no, pretty good day. Now, time to start some fire. Now look, in a real emergency, depending on your situation, a fire may not be what you want, because it really signals to everyone of your position. During the day it gives off smoke, during the night it gives off light. It's up to you depending on your situation, but firemaking is an extremely important skill to learn, to practice, and it impresses the ladies. Yeah, that's how they used to pick partners, If you can make fire, you can make babies. And that's why I'm married. Step 1. Make a small stone circle. You don't need a large fire. Step 2. Clear everything around said circle. By the way, you see these things? Pine pollen. This is really good food. There's plenty of it, and in an emergency this can get you the extra calories you need. Obviously you need to kind of grind it and then process it over the fire, that's why you have a metal cup, but this is nature's superfood. You've got food right here. Let's go, baby, let's go. Let's start that fire. Let's get busy. Okay, so I've got a small setup for a small fire. You don't want a big fire unless you really need to warm yourself, and even then you don't want it. Now how I'm gonna light it is gonna be super easy. You don't want to complicate things in an emergency situation. You want things to be done as quickly and easily as possible. So for quick and easy you have two good options: lighter or stormproof matches. Me, I go with the lighter. Well, okay, there are other options, like there are sort of like pre-made matches with tinder and stuff, but that's a bit overkill. So we're gonna take a lot of dried grass, collect it by hand, stiff it inside, and just started. Then you let it develop, you let it catch on to bigger and better things, sticks, pine cones, dead bodies, whatever, you know, as long as it's flammable, it's good. Now our job here is done. All hail the mighty big. Yeah. So fire is lit. If you want, oh, this is obviously the dangers of a small circle, but that's a good, very good example of why you need to clear things around the fire. You seen this little stick roll off there? Well, had we not clear this area, this could have been a bit problematic. Now you can kind of make it stronger, you know, just adding more fuel. In this case, pine cones. Pine cones are great fuel, and this is a fire that you do not cook on. So quick rule: fire is for heat, coals are for meat. Okay, you use fire for heat and light, and then when you have a bed of coals, you cook on them. Obviously, I mean, it's not an absolute rule, but that's the guideline. Man, look at it go. I wish Mila Kunis could see me now. Should be all over like, ah, you're so cool, let's survive together. But I would, of course, refuse her because I am a married man and I love my wife. Yep, and she also sees my videos. Okay, so the fire is mostly out, but as you can see I have a fine bed of coals here. So I'm going to do what any civilized person would do. I'm gonna put my cup of water on it, and then I'm gonna make me some coffee. Because where there is coffee, there is life. Wish me luck. Yeah. There we go, baby. Make daddy proud. Okay. So we've got bubbling. We've got steam. That's good enough for me. Time to tea. Coffee. Yeah, that. One coffee. Wait. Coffee. One moment. Coffee. There we go. Sugar. And one wooden spoon to rule them all. There we go. Well, I'm pleased. Oh no, seriously, but this coffee is good. Damn, I needed that. Well, we have shelter, we have fire, we have coffee. I mean, why even get back home?